Here we are at Champagne Sports in the Drakensberg. We've just finished the inaugural Old Mutual Go2Berg. What was at one stage Old Mutual Joburg to see is now shorter, sweeter, and was amazing. Very lucky to connect here with the CEO of Old Mutual, Ian Williamson, a really busy guy, family man, who's taken time out to come and be amongst his people. And I must say, I totally get why Old Mutual wants to be part of this. This is a real South African race, a journey across a country that is just magnificent. Ian, thanks so much for supporting this event. We know that events can't happen without partners. Just tell us a little bit about your mountain biking, your experience with mountain biking, and your affinity with this event.
Sure, okay. I came to mountain biking quite late in my life. Actually, it's a bit of a funny story. I was living in London at the time, 29 years old, hated going to work on the tube with a passion, and there was another guy in our office who cycled to work, so I went and bought a mountain bike and started commuting. And then, that translated into went away for weekends to go mountain biking, and then it all just grew from there.
And that's in Wales and places like that. There's some really good riding, and it's overcast and wet, but it's
lovely riding, very muddy, nothing like what we have here. And the scenery here can't be beaten. But that's how I got into it, and I've it's cycling generally, and mountain biking and road biking has been a passion of mine for 20 years now.
And so you were an actuary, am I right? You qualified as an actuary, so no shortage of brain matter. Clearly a very busy career, and you've got 4 kids, one of which is in my daughter's class, and I know she got like 11 A's or something ridiculous, super bright too. But you're clearly a family guy, a very successful business guy too, and you're keeping your health together with sport. What's the secret? How do you keep it together? How do you keep the balance going? And you're an upbeat guy. You don't look like a stressed corporate exec.
Look, I think I'm a bit of a natural optimist, but it's all about priorities. And I find if you've got an event, then you train. If I don't have an event, I get a bit slack. Don't do as much.
Keeps you honest for sure.
It keeps you honest, and I also find I say to my wife, I'm a nicer person if I've been riding. I need my exercise.
Totally. Take the edge off.
It's my stress reliever. It's my me time. It's my thinking time. Just that time, even if it's alone or in a group, just chilling out and thinking about the wheel in front of you, not about other stuff. Is a very healthy
time to unplug and get offline.
Very healthy distraction from all the stresses of life.
Amen to that. So, what made you guys partner this event and continue to partner them post the change of format?
So maybe if I go back to the Joburg to Sea days, it was very much we like the ethos of the event. And the new Go2Berg event, I think, has inherited that ethos through Craig and Farmer Gary's approach to these things. So I think that, for me, it comes down to 2 or 3 key things. So one is it's really an event for the riders. From an event positioning perspective, the trails are designed to be fun. They're designed to be beautiful. They're designed to take you through some of the most stunning scenery in the country. They're not designed to break you. Yes, you need to be fit. Yes, you need to have trained. I arrived a bit undercooked, and yes, I suffered a bit over the last 3 days. But it's infinitely manageable.
It's just the right balance, isn't it? 7 days, which is a big step up from 3 or 4 days. It does add up, cumulative fatigue, but each day is so different. I mean, I don't think a single stage has been anything like another stage. And if you hadn't spent much time in South Africa, what a way to see South Africa.
What a way to see the country, exactly. I mean, the days, I didn't do the whole thing because of time pressure, but the days I've done, starting at Stakfontein, across the escarpment, across Great Wall, China, border between KZN and the Free State, absolutely stunning. Next day, go up to the top of Spionkop, fly down the back of there, down what I think is the best piece of single track in the entire country.
Got to be. That 12 Ks of heaven, wasn't it?
Just unbelievable. And then today, I mean, how is that finished today? We finished at the top of a hill overlooking the entire escarpment from end to end.
I mean, that was absolutely dramatic. I mean, throughout the week it's been in the distance and a little bit sort of almost out of reach. We knew we weren't there, and suddenly, oh my God, I'm nearly finished. There it is, and it was so clear against that blue sky, sunshine.
Lucky with the weather today too.
And it's so big. I mean, you just look at that Drakensberg. It's just massive. Hey, it's like it almost kind of puts you into perspective. A little person, and that's going to be there long after we've moved on. Exactly. And that's kind of humbling and wonderful. I loved as a backdrop. I thought it was amazing.
So that's reason number 1. Is it's about the riders, the scenery, the trails, having fun, people connecting with each other at a very genuine level.
Yeah, because you've got 7 days, so the friendships develop.
You get to know people, friendships develop. I've got mates here who've been coming for years. And then the second thing that's important to us is that the event does an incredible amount for the small town communities that we come through. So starting in the Free State, in Frankfurt, Reitz, Clarence, Sterkfontein, down to Mseni, and now to here, the schools that host the stopovers, the organizations that host the water points, the trail builders, the people that get employed to run the campsites, the amount of employment creation, opportunity creation, and just economic goodwill that gets spread through the event, coming through these small towns that don't necessarily see a lot of activity.
By South Africans, for South Africans. It stays here. Exactly. And I mean, some of the school kids were so excited and so involved, and the adults, and I said, what is it about this? Like, are they just absolutely motivated people? And some of them said, look, to be honest, this is so important to those people. The investment is greater than they get from the government. And I heard some really big numbers. I mean, they make proper money out of this. Yeah. And that was wonderful. I remember thinking, once again, you're having a totally indulgent, amazing time, but all for a good cause. And then you're kind of thinking, well, what a great way to give to charity, and what a great way to uplift, especially the rural areas of the country. I mean, the country's in trouble as it is. South Africa is a place we all adore for exactly this reason. Best place to be a mountain biker in the world. South Africa is to Hawaii, in mountain biking, to what Hawaii is to surfing. This is the epicenter of mountain biking. Yeah. It's beautiful. So I just want to say thanks for supporting the event, because I'm sure without you guys it wouldn't be here. It's lovely to be kind of small in the first year as always, because it felt intimate. There was no blockages on the trail. Obviously, you'd like it to get bigger. What do you think is going to make it bigger? What do you think can be improved? Anything you've experienced that you think, is it global people coming out? I mean, that's obviously exciting to see so many foreigners.
We had quite a few foreigners here this year, actually. I mean,
we did.
I think for most of the event, the top 3 guys in the men's section have been Danish, right?
Yeah.
So there's some real international appeal, but that's always been the case with this route. I think it really does have a pull.
The ethos. I mean, they could come and do like a Cape Epic, but exactly. It's different.
It has a pull. And then, so I think, what I think will happen, and this is a guess based on my past experience with Go2Berg, is every year, the trail builders add more to the route. So we had some sections this year where, maybe we were riding a bit of district road to connect 2 sections.
Okay, those will be connected with track.
They will have itemized that down and said, okay, so can we get access to some farmers' land and build some single track through here? And
then the farmer hears that it was successful and it was worthwhile and they didn't burn him.
And every year the route just improves and gets added to. So I think that's one of the things that will happen. And then behind the scenes, one of the other things we will do is we will look to reintroduce some of the more overt community stuff we used to do. So in Joburg to see, we used to build libraries in the communities.
Oh wow,
basically,
brilliant.
Stick down a container, stock it with stock, and then there'll be a library there for the community to use. And so we do one a year in a different place.
Are they still going? Have you checked in? Oh, that's wonderful.
So
literacy is everything.
So just something like
country that can't read is not a...
to introduce something as part of this.
Lovely. Okay, look, and you've had clients here. I see quite a few brands have had clients. Park, Eurosteel had clients. Yeah. Really lucky way to connect with your clients, even if they come for 2 or 3 days at a time.
Exactly.
Yeah, real time together. But thanks again. Wonderful race. Can't wait to see this grow because it's different. It's not a race, but it is a race. We had 7 or 8 of the top riders in the country, people like Full Base, gooing apples. The amateurs are going, but at the same time, the people at the back are stopping at water stations with puri rolls and Mampuri yesterday.
Catering with the farmers.
Yeah, catering for ages. I'm just hard to leave those water stations. So I must say, I feel so much more enthused than I did 7 days ago, and amen to mountain biking. That's great.